Hello guys, I'm heading out on a one-night camp. I've got Toby with me. He's over there digging away. My car's in the garage for a few days, having some repairs, so I can't go far. It's a walk from a doorstep today. I've just left the house and I've got a 3-mile walk. I'm heading for a hill called Glog, which is in the southern Brecon Beacons. I know the area very well. It's a remote moorland, but it's my first time to do a camp here, so I'm looking forward to this one. Believe it or not, it was a beautiful day today. Blue skies and lots of sunshine. And as soon as I packed my bag, it started raining. But I'm expecting the rain to stop in a bit, hopefully in time for me to pitch. So let's get going. We've got these old farm ruins here. If I remember correctly, they were built in the late 1800s. They've been abandoned a long time now. There's no roads leading here. But what a peaceful place this must have been to live, overlooking Cwmcadlan. This pile of rocks, it's a Bronze Age cairn. There's a lot of these in the Cwmcadlan area. I think there may be 18 in total. And some of them are believed to be burial chambers. And the reason it's so well preserved is because the land's never been cultivated. But I think it's remarkable that these have been sitting here for over 3,000 years. It's incredible. There's a lot of these huge sinkholes in the area as well. That's me set up for the night. I was hoping to pitch up next to one of the cairns, but the ground's unsuitable up there. There was nowhere to pitch. But I've got a nice little spot, nice bit of flat ground, and I've set the tent up. So I've got this door facing towards the east. So hopefully we'll get a nice sunrise in the morning. And to give you an idea of where I am, in that direction, towards that forestry block, is Cloynon Reservoir. And in the distance over there, you're not going to see it on camera, but there's Penvan. And in that direction is Penderyn and Ystrywelta. So it's not a bad little spot, and I got some nice views. I'm just getting food on the go. I got a bag of rice there to boil, and I made a big pot of curry this morning, Indonesian curry. So I'm just going to heat that up and have a nice bowl of curry and rice. No steaks or sausages for poor Toby tonight. There's no shops where we live. And the fact my car's in the garage means I couldn't go to the butcher's for him. Sorry, bud. Good boy. It's turned out to be a beautiful evening. Everything's shrouded in mist and it's perfectly still. I can hear every little noise out there. I can hear all the dogs in the farms. I can hear geese flying over just now. They did forecast mist, but for the early hours in the morning, it looks like it's starting to settle already. It's quite mild as well. So I think I'm going to sit here and enjoy my can. So tonight, I've got a can of Brewdog, Mr. President. Defiant Double IPA. It's 9.2%. Few of these would send you sideways. But I've only brought the one. I could have stayed out there all night. With it being so still and all that fog, it's quite eerie out there. I was quite enjoying it. So I'm going to have a wee dram now. And tonight, in there, I have some Jura red wine cask. Initially matured in American white oak, ex-bourbon barrels, and finished off in red wine casks. So it's got a fruity red berry taste to it. And I've got my nice big Jura chunky whiskey glass. It's nice. I'm going to settle down for the night now and I'm going to read my book, which is Hildesay to Home. Some of you will know who this guy is. It's an incredible story. His name's Christian Lewis and he's an ex-paratrooper, and years ago he fell on hard times. He was suffering the bad mental health issues, and one day he decided to start walking with nothing more than £10 in his pocket, borrowed a rucksack, borrowed a tent of his friends and started walking the UK coastline. So he set off from Llangennef, and I think it was maybe 18 months into his walk on the west coast of Scotland, he rescued a dog, Jet, which became his companion and his best friend. Then he decided to walk all the islands surrounding Scotland. So he'd done the Hebrides, the Shetlands and all the small remote islands. And 3 years into his walk, I think it was in the John O'Groats area, he met a girl, Kate. They started walking together and became a couple. Then not so long after that, then they had a son, Magnus. So the walk took him 6 years, and by the time he finished, which was last summer, he had his dog and he had a girlfriend and he had his son, which is an incredible story. So he finished back in Llangennef last summer and he invited everyone to go and finish the walk with him. So I went down and joined them. It was a brilliant day. People travelled from all over the country, from Cornwall, from Scotland, from everywhere. And I think it was maybe 200-300 people down there, all walking along Rossley Beach to the end. It was a really good day out. Got to meet them, and they're the nicest people you could ever meet. So the first book is called Finding Hildesay, and it's a brilliant read. I've only just started this, and I'm pretty sure this will be just as good. So if you're watching this sort of channel, you obviously like the outdoors and adventure, highly recommend reading the book Finding Hildesay. It's really good. What a beautiful morning and a great place to wake up. That's all I can hear is a bird singing. There's a trig point just up on this hill. We'll go and take a look now. Another Bronze Age cairn, and that's free just in this area itself. I have tried finding out which ones are the burial chambers, but I can't find any information on it. But it's mad to think there was all that activity and burials going on here thousands of years ago. This is Bannau trig point. People are forever asking me what these are and what's their purpose. Ordnance Survey started building these in 1936 to map out Great Britain. They built 6,500 of them in total. There's 5,500 left now. So each trig point or triangulation pillar, it usually sits on top of the highest point in the ground in an area. And from each trig point, you can always see another 2 trig points. So for example, from this trig point, you can see a trig point that sits on top of Cardival, which is just over 2 miles away in that direction. And the next trig point you can see sits on top of Moel Penderyn, which is just over 2.5 miles away in that direction. So what they would do, they'd use a device called a theodolite, and they would sit it on top of this bracket, which is known as a spider. And the best way to describe what a theodolite is, it's like a telescope with a built-in protractor. So they'd sit on top of that trig point, pointed to the next one, and they'd measure a baseline to there. And from that one to the next one, they'd measure a baseline until they've got a triangle. And they'd continue doing this throughout the country until they got a complete triangulation of Great Britain. If you look at a trig point on an OS map, there's always numbers next to it. That's the height of the hill or the mountain it's sitting on. So this one is 389 meters. And on the bottom of the trig point, there's a flush bracket. I'll just show you. So this is a flush bracket. You've got the OS there, that stands for Ordnance Survey. But on the bottom, you've got this letter and these numbers, S2167. That's like a ledger or reference number for Ordnance Survey. If you was to put that into your phone, for example, if you wrote trig point S2167, you'd be able to access all the information for this trig point. It's Bank Holiday Monday today. I bet there's loads of people at Penvan and just looking towards the mountains, and there's a cloud inversion covering all of the mountains. You're not going to get many views up there this morning. There we go, all packed up. Lovely little camp hours, nice and chilled. It was nice to have no wind and rain for the night, but I've enjoyed that one. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'm sure you'll see me and Toby out soon. Cheers guys.